Everyone talks about how amazing Johnson City is. The mountain views, the affordability, the small town vibe with all the city conveniences. But nobody talks about the reality check that comes after you move here. So today I'm breaking down the 5 biggest mistakes people make when moving to Johnson City. Not the tourist version, but the real world stuff that can cost you time, money, and peace of mind. And trust me, mistake number 3, that one catches even lifelong locals. So let's get into it. I've helped a lot of people relocate to Johnson City, and I always try to explain how things work. But sometimes I hear clients say, we wish we would have known this before buying. And this video will prepare you to be asking the right questions before you sign the dotted line and make the move, just so you don't make the same mistake. The first big mistake is assuming every neighborhood offers the same level of convenience and infrastructure. Inside Johnson City city limits, you'll have reliable utilities, city water, sewer, fiber internet, and emergency services. But step just outside those city limits, places that still have a Johnson City address like Boones Creek, Gray, or even parts of Carter County. Some homes run on septic instead of sewer or rely on private wells instead of public water. Roads might not be city maintained, and internet quality can vary from lightning fast fiber to barely working DSL, depending on which side of the road you're on. Even trash pickup and snow removal can differ between city and county zones. And for families new to East Tennessee winters, that matters. Johnson City is growing quickly, but some of that growth is outpacing infrastructure, especially in the new subdivisions popping up outside of the Johnson City city limit edges. Mistake number 2, ignoring how city boundaries affect your property taxes. Washington County's base rate is about $215 per $100 of assessed value. And if your home sits inside the Johnson City city limits, you also pay the city portion around $1.73 per $100. And together that's about $3.88 per $100 of assessed value. Now most homeowners end up paying an effective rate close to 0.6%, which is still below the national average. But here's where people get surprised. Washington County reassesses properties every 5 years. So if you buy near the end of that cycle, you might see a jump on your next bill. 2 houses can be on the same street with totally different tax bills just because one's inside the city line and the other's not. There is one thing I love more than making these videos, and that's helping you all relocate to the Tri-Cities region. If you are thinking about moving here, I made a free Johnson City relocation checklist. It's a quick guide that walks you through these exact details: utilities, taxes, neighborhoods, schools, even what to double check before closing. You can download it below and keep watching, because mistake number 3 is where people lose the most money. This one gets almost everyone, thinking that because homes here are more affordable, they'll need little to no upkeep. But here's the truth. Affordability doesn't mean low maintenance. If you're buying an older home, sure, you'll likely deal with things like an aging roof, HVAC, or windows that need updating. But even brand new or recently built homes in Johnson City come with their own challenges. Many of our newer subdivisions sit on what used to be farmland or wooded hillsides. That means drainage, soil settling, and grass establishment can take time. It's really common for buyers to move in and realize the yard turns into a muddy mess after a heavy rain, or that the builder's seed washout leaves you with patchy spots and overgrowth. And with our climate, hot, humid summers, and heavy spring rains, lawn care gets expensive, and it gets expensive fast if you don't stay on top of it. Regular mowing, weed eating, and trimming can easily run a few $100s a month if you hire it out. So whether it's an older home or new construction, plan for maintenance. Budget not just for interior fixes, but also for outdoor upkeep. Landscaping, grading, gutters, and erosion control are all huge here in East Tennessee. And number 4 ties right into number 3. Skipping thorough inspections or not hiring local professionals who know this area can be very tempting to skip a few things when you're trying to close fast or save a little money. But in this part of East Tennessee, local expertise makes all the difference. Even if a home looks spotless on the surface, the issues that cost the most here are the ones you can't see. Drainage and grading, like we said before, because we sit in a valley surrounded by hills, water does not always have an easy way out. A yard that slopes toward the house can cause foundation moisture or crawl space humidity. Its soil movement and settling. Johnson City has a lot of red clay and expands and contracts with the seasons. Small hairline cracks now can turn into structural shifts later. Radon is also another big one in this region. Washington County and neighboring areas are in what the EPA calls a Zone 1 for radon risk. Testing is cheap, but fixing it later can run several thousands of dollars. And also pest and moisture control. Termites, carpenter ants, and even snakes love shaded, damp crawl spaces. And that's just for existing homes. For new construction, people forget to inspect before the final walkthrough. I've seen brand new builds with missing insulation, in attic corners, HVAC units without drip pans, and improperly sloped driveways that send rainwater straight into garages. The key is hiring inspectors and contractors who actually live and work in the Tri-Cities. Folks who know the soil, the weather patterns, and the local code. A generic inspector from 2 counties away might pass something that a Johnson City pro would flag immediately. So don't rush it. Spend the few $100s on specialty inspections because it'll save you 10 times that later. And mistake number 5, and this one always surprises people, is underestimating what your daily life will actually look like once you're here. Johnson City feels small at first glance, but it spreads out fast once you start driving it every day. Between State of Franklin roads, Boones Creek, North Rome Street, and the I-26 corridor, traffic can back up more than people expect, especially around rush hour, school drop-offs, and during ETSU's fall semester. According to the city's most recent transportation data, the average Johnson City commute is just under 22 minutes. But that jumps to 30 plus minutes, especially during peak times if you live in Gray, Jonesboro, or the Boones Creek area. And what looks like a quick 6-mile drive on the map can take 25 minutes when you hit all the lights on State of Franklin. Add in the fact that many new neighborhoods feed into these same main areas, and growth projections show traffic volume along State of Franklin increasing by more than 20% in the next 5 years. Public transportation does exist. Johnson City Transit runs about 1,300 riders a day, but it's limited in coverage and not ideal for work commutes, so realistically, you'll need to drive almost everywhere. Before you buy, it's worth testing driving your exact route to work or school at the time you're actually be driving it. Do it once in the morning and once in the evening. That's when most people realize the 10-minute estimate is closer to 25 in real life. And remember, every extra 15 minutes each way adds up to roughly 125 hours a year behind the wheel. That's over 3 full work weeks spent commuting. So if your goal for moving here is more time with family or a slower pace of life, make sure your location actually gives you that. Before we wrap up, here are a few quick bonus tips. Always double check school zones. They can shift with new growth, and review any HOA rules before making an offer. Some restrict fences, RVs, or sheds, and pay attention to seasonal factors like heavy rain or wind exposure. They affect the wear and tear of homes. And finally, think about resale. Even if this isn't your forever home, pick an area with strong demand and good access to jobs or amenities. So those are the 5 biggest mistakes I see people make when moving to Johnson City. It's one of the best places in East Tennessee to live. You get that mountain feel, lower cost of living, and a tight-knit community. But doing your homework before you buy and move makes all the difference between we love it here and we didn't see that coming. If you found this helpful, hit like and subscribe for more insider info on East Tennessee living, and drop a comment what neighborhood or price range you're exploring, and I'll help you dig into it. And don't forget that free Johnson City relocation checklist below. It's packed with everything I've learned helping people move here. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in Johnson City.